you did last night. You guys were kind of even for me. So I'm trying to come up with some criteria that I can make this decision. You said you want to spread love and joy. People who know Howie Mandel, that's what I do. So I'm going with Korean Soul.
All right, it's a tie. Korean Soul and T3. The acts are tied at 2 judge votes each. So now the act which got the most votes from you at home will go through. Here we go. Based on America's vote, the act going into the semifinals is Korean Soul! Congratulations! Thank you, T3. You've been great. Korean Soul. Next week, 12 more acts. Thank you to the Clairvoyants, Cody, Lee, and Herb. We'll see you here next Tuesday at 8, 7 Central. I'm Terry Crews. Good night, America.
America's Got Talent, live Tuesday and Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on NBC.
Surging, Gavin Newsom is protecting California, requiring vaccination for health workers and school employees. The top Republican candidate? He peddled deadly conspiracy theories and would eliminate vaccine mandates on day one, threatening school closures and our recovery. Stop the spread. Return your ballot or vote in person by September 14th. Protect California by voting no on the Republican recall.
When a new wave calls, you answer. When adventure calls, you answer. When the surf calls, you paddle out. When sunsets call, you find the best view. When the sand in your toes calls, you put more sand between them. When the ocean calls, you wave hello. Because when happiness calls, you answer. San Diego Happiness is calling you back.
This is NBC4 News at 11.
And now at 11, it's not just pads or laces or cleats, even gloves, masks and mandatory COVID tests. LA County says young athletes will now need both to compete. And those new restrictions come as we continue to see more COVID cases fueled by the Delta variant.
But as NBC4's Christine Kim explains, coaches are now left confused about these new rules.
Updated rules for youth sports leagues, including school sports teams in LA County, could affect many young athletes in moderate and high-risk sports like football. According to new guidance from the LA County Department of Public Health, players and staff will be required to get tested for COVID every week, regardless of vaccination status. And they'll need to be tested within 48 hours of a game, with results available before kickoff in order to participate.
And I just don't understand why they continue to point the finger at young people. Why do they continue to make it difficult for the kids?
Jason Negro is a head football coach at St. John Bosco High School in Bellflower, two-time national champs in football. He says he'll follow the new rules, but worries for other sports programs that might have to cancel games because of a lack of resources to comply.
Some of these coaches don't have the resources, the manpower, the time, the energy, the effort, the finances to be able to continue to test these kids. And some of these poorer areas are going to now all of a sudden be subjected to this in order for them to get back onto the field. These kids have suffered enough.
The new rules will apply to high-risk sports. Among a long list, they include basketball, football, martial arts, soccer, water polo, and wrestling. It also applies to moderate-risk sports, including baseball, cheerleading, field hockey, softball, tennis and doubles, and volleyball. Young athletes could also be required to wear face masks indoors, even during practices and games. The only exception, water sports, only while athletes are in the water. Negro says he wishes there was a discussion between coaches and the county before the new rules were made. Now he and other coaches just have a lot of questions.
When do they go into effect? What exactly do you have to do, and what are the mandates?
As his players go back to the field to practice Monday in preparation for a Friday game. Christine Kim, NBC4 News.
And tomorrow, Pfizer's COVID vaccine could finally get full FDA approval. Right now, the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines have emergency use authorization, but getting full approval could convince many who are still hesitant about the vaccine to finally get one.
This just in, Pasadena Unified wants students vaccinated for COVID. The superintendent says he will ask the Board of Education that all students 12 and older show proof of vaccination or submit to weekly testing. Now, just recently, the Culver City Unified School District became the first in California to require all staff and students 12 and older to be vaccinated.
We have an update tonight on civil rights.